What's going on, everybody? Welcome to another classic episode of The Touchdown with Doug Smith. As we continue on the series, folks, I have the most motivated interview that you're probably going to take and see. Ladies and gentlemen, I have the guard from Penn State, Eric Wilson, on the show with us today. Eric, how are you doing today?
I'm doing great. Thanks for having me, Doug. Appreciate it.
Absolutely. Hey, I know you're a very busy man getting ready for the draft here soon, so thank you for taking time out of your busy schedule to hop on the show and share your story.
Absolutely. Thanks for having me.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Now, we got a lot to cover here, but just to get right into it, you've had quite the football story. I mean, you go all the way up to Harvard, play a few years of college ball over there, and then, of course, you get over to Penn State. So we're going to get all into that here today. But take us from the beginning. I mean, you're from Minnesota originally. How did you fall in love with the game of football?
Yeah, I think that's where it all started for me, was with my family in Minnesota. My dad was recruited to play at West Point as an O-lineman, but couldn't keep on the weight, so kind of switched to become an Army Ranger. So did his own thing there, but he always loved football. And then my grandfather on my mom's side is in the Minnesota Hall of Fame as a football coach. So there was football on both sides, really encouraging me. So that they kind of started my love for it. And then as I got to play, I realized that, I loved it for what it meant as a team sport and what it brought out of me as a team competitor. And you really learn a lot from the game of football. If you played it, you know that. And if you haven't, you can probably see the guys that play it really love it, love being with the team.
Now, what was high school ball like back in Minnesota?
I wouldn't say it's the mecca of high school football. I've tried to joke that we we're a top 5 football state, but got to be honest. Seeing some of these cats from Florida, Texas, California kind of introduces you to some big time football. But I played at a school called Benilde St. Margaret's, 4A out of the 6A levels in Minnesota, and we ran a pulling guard offense. So I was just the guard that always pulled out in front of our all-state running back. So that was pretty fun. We got a state championship my senior year. Everybody knew what was coming, but they couldn't stop it. It was kind of the fun part of it. And I really loved that. And I'll never forget, just playing both ways, being a D lineman, O lineman, not coming off the field. And I really thought that going to college, I'd love just playing one side of the ball, but you miss playing defense sometimes when you're O lineman. I'm sure a lot of other people feel the same, but really what's different about Minnesota football is sometimes you don't get the exposure that you might want. So you got to get out to some camps. You got to try to expose yourself because everybody isn't expecting a Minnesota football player to, jump to the top of their recruiting board sometimes.
Absolutely. Well, hey, if they ever doubt you, just say, look him in the eye and point your finger, say, hey, Larry Fitzgerald.
Exactly.
Big Larry. Absolutely. What was the talent level jump as far as what was the major differences as far as the game going from over to Harvard?
No, going from high school to Harvard, I kind of ended my recruiting process pretty early, probably March of my junior year of high school. Wasn't really a fan of recruiting because I got the offer from Harvard and fell in love with the place. So I had some Power 5 options coming up, but knew that that's what I was going to love because I had some connections there, some relatives go there to play hockey and football. So I went out there and really fell in love with it. I think something that's different about the Ivy League is that you're not on scholarship as an athlete. Like you're on need-based scholarship, just like everyone else at Harvard. So there's nothing's tied to athletics. So really, everyone's who's there is playing football because they love playing football. Like the money that they receive to go to school isn't tied to them playing football. So they never feel like they have to, and it really just kind of creates a family aspect of it. And that's what I really love about Ivy League football is you're playing with these guys that all want to be out there. And obviously it changed a little bit, the scenery when I moved to Penn State when COVID hit, and you get exposed more to the business side of things. Like you're playing for millions and hundreds of millions of dollars like that. It becomes a business more so, and it ups the level of competition. It makes you a better player. It makes you stressed out. But ultimately brings out the best in everybody.
Absolutely. And I have to ask you, I was reading a few articles about you online. I heard that you're a huge TED Talks fan. Is this true?
Yeah, I worked in a psych lab when I was at Harvard under Dan Gilbert. If you look him up, it's not the owner of the Cavs. It's the psychologist Dan Gilbert. So confusion there, but I worked in a social psych lab and really got into the theory of some decision-making processes. So love watching the TED Talks from him and the other guys in the psych department because it's pretty world renowned. So it was cool to be involved in that, in some processes of research with them, and love watching it myself sometimes when I have the time now.
Yeah. Yeah. No, they're definitely, I mean, when I'm cleaning up my house or the dishes, I mean, that's clutch if you need motivation. Just type in TED Talks on YouTube and
Exactly.
hit play all.
Yep.
Let me ask you, obviously you're very interested. You got your degree, you graduate online. Actually, much like myself, you had to do a digital graduation due to COVID,
Yep.
unfortunately. What advice would you give to someone who is, you've had this amazing football journey, you transferred from a smaller school to a powerhouse? What advice would you give to someone who is maybe they're feeling down, or it don't matter what position, but what advice would you give to someone who's just starting their football journey?
Start your football journey. I just think the biggest thing is to believe in yourself, and the best thing to have is confidence in your abilities. Because once you start lacking confidence, once you start thinking that you can't do something, that's when you know that you're not going to be able to accomplish those hard to reach goals. So never letting anybody prove you wrong. I heard this quote once, not quote, but this saying is like, don't try to prove people wrong. Try to prove that people that matter to you right. So like, just try to prove your close family right, that you're a hard worker and you're going to go out there and compete in everything you do. And that's kind of the biggest thing that I took away from making tough transitions from high school to college, and then from one college to a big powerhouse program.
What are some of your hobbies off the field?
Off the field, growing up, I was huge into music. Loved to sing. Played some piano and saxophone. I was in the jazz bands and stuff like that. So that's still a huge part of my life. And I kind of stopped playing basketball and skiing once I got bigger, to try to preserve as much bone health as I have for the remainder of my football career.
Yeah.
But hopefully get back into that in a while once everything's done. And really just love lifting weights and then watching a ton of sports. I'm a huge NBA fan. Love the Minnesota Timberwolves, as hard as that's been over the years, but now we're coming around.
I feel you. Hey, I'm don't tell nobody, I'm a huge Orlando Magic fan, but rough.
You got Jalen Suggs then.
Yeah, yeah.
That's the pride of Minnesota basketball right there.
Oh yeah, no, it's tough, but hey, we got to stick by our team so that way when they win, we say, hey, we've been here the whole time, right?
Yep, exactly.
Awesome. Now, eventually, you go to the NFLPA Collegiate Bowl.
Mhm.
That's just amazing that you made it to that point. What was that like? That whole experience?
I think it was the same deal with moving from Harvard to Penn State. It was like, okay, just going up, and everybody's going to be like the crop at their school. It's just going to be a high intensity, high competitive environment. And you got to go in there and believe in yourself. And actually, they brought in some NFL guys from the NFLPA to talk to us, and that's where I heard the line, "Don't prove people wrong, prove yourself right." And you just got to have confidence in what you do, because these guys are trying to play in the NFL too. So they're coming off of great careers at their schools. Sometimes you got to back, have confidence, and learn from each rep. Don't get down about losing. You learn that hey, I can get better from seeing what that guy did against me. And even if you win a rep, if it's sloppy, you learn, okay, I won, but how can I make it cleaner next time? I think the biggest thing is just trying to learn something from every moment, as opposed to just like being content and happy with winning something.
Absolutely. Did you, by any chance, obviously you've played a lot of college games in your college career. Did you come across any foes there?
No foes per se, but it was tough. I was on the line with the center from Illinois, so we lost in a 9 overtime game this year. So he threw some jabs there. There was a left tackle from Indiana, so got to talk to some guys that we had played against, and just how they love playing in Happy Valley and State College. It's kind of fun because it was my first year there too, so I don't know how different it is for those guys playing in that type of environment. But no harsh banter, but just good banter, good friendly banter back and forth about what happened during the season. Yeah.
Excellent. Now, obviously, we have the NFL draft right around the corner. I mean, heck, it's already February 21st as we record this, so
Yep.
the year's already going by fast. What kind of workouts are you doing, or maybe even favorite workouts that you're doing to help take your game to the next level?
Yeah, right now I think the big thing for me is I'm out in New Jersey at Test Football Academy,
Oh,
and it's
wow.
a great spot. It's They've got 10-year NFL vet Rich Soibert, who was an O lineman for the Giants, putting us through positional drills.
Wow.
And he's had a really good track record of like helping guys prepare for pro days and like NFL style offensive line drills. And then specifically on the combine training side, I feel like I've been getting better every day with the L cone. It's weird, you go your whole life preparing to be an athlete to play football, and now for these few months you got to train specifically the 5-10-5, the L drill, and your 40 start. Which you could argue there's some lateral mobility assessment that O linemen need to have, right? But yeah, when am I going to be running 40 yards is the question. But I got to do it. So just getting used to those things. It's been kind of fun. It's been up and down, sometimes frustrating, but those breakthroughs feel pretty awesome because us O linemen, we don't think that we're fast to start. So when we learn these coaching tips, we're just taking them all in and just trying to be as fast as we trying to show how fast we can be without those knee braces on.
Yeah, absolutely. I'm not sure if you saw that video. It went viral. I believe it was the New England Patriots last year. There was a offensive lineman who got the ball on a kick return and ran it back like 50, 60 yards. He got tackled on like the 10-yard line, but it was.
Yeah, I know what you're talking about. Yep.
That could be you. You never know. You never know. Yeah, those squib kicks, they're the hope. Oh yeah, we're just gonna aim for his ankle and he'll fall. I'm like, no, that did not happen. This guy's a real athlete. Awesome.
Exactly.
Now you mentioned earlier that you're into music. Who are some of your favorite artists, or what's in the headphones on game day?
Headphones on game day. So I got a wide diversity of music selections. I was always kind of I wouldn't say 2000s rap guy growing up. So like 50 Cent, Eminem, and then recently Kodak. So I get some rap in there, but I also love the Red Hot Chili Peppers. That's kind of
good choice.
That's got to be like my favorite group, along with AC/DC. Those are like the out of the genres. That's like my rock genre, and then my rap genre is like Kodak, 50 Cent, Eminem. So get some diversity in there. I love to switch up on game day.
I love it. I love it. Yeah, something about that locker room. It's the music's playing and people are dancing, and especially after a victory, it's amazing. Even for us fans watching it through the television, it's exciting to see.
Yeah, it was fun to jump around after the Wisconsin game, and that was a fun moment. Was hearing that song from the winning side. I grew up in Minnesota, so it's not always the best rivalry in the 2000s, Wisconsin, Minnesota, but now obviously coming around. But then being able to play in that environment as a Minnesotan was pretty awesome. With that music.
That's wonderful. That is wonderful. And then, of course, we have the draft right around the corner. What are some of your plans for draft day?
Draft day, I just want to be with my parents and my grandma. My grandma moved down, helped take care of me when I was born. So, those are people that have been supporting me my whole life. And then just be ready for whatever opportunity comes my way, and just go and show that I'm a hard worker, and then I can learn things quickly and I'm competitive. Not too focused on, what time I'm picked up, what if I'm drafted, what anything like that. Just focus on going and proving that I can earn a spot wherever I go.
I love it. I love it. And you kind of answered the question right there, but what's something that maybe perhaps NFL teams don't know about you that you would like them to know about you?
I think the biggest thing is like my durability and reliability. In 5 years of college football, I've never missed a game, and I've only missed one practice. And the one practice I missed was got my appendix removed.
Oh.
So didn't really have a choice. But I'm a tough guy that fights through any big or small injuries and is always gonna give it his all as a competitor.
Absolutely. Hey, you know what they say? Availability is the best wealth, right?
Yep, exactly.
Being there to, whether it be win or lose, learn lessons, compete, to add depth. I mean, there's that availability goes a long way. So I think that's amazing. Well, Eric, thank you so much for taking and coming on the show. One thing I love about your story is that, you start off as small town Midwestern kid, go all the way over to Harvard, Ivy League school. So you don't just have the brawn, but you have the brains too, which is definitely a benefit at the next level. I'm really excited to hopefully have you up on the show again in a couple months, see how things are going.
Yeah, awesome, Doug. I really appreciate having me.
Absolutely. Hey, before we end the episode, any shout outs?
Yeah, shout out to Gare, Kevin, and Joe at Test Football, and shout out to all my coaches at Harvard and Penn State. Thanks for getting me here.
Absolutely, absolutely. And folks, there you have it. Eric Wilson. Go down below. I'll have all his social media stuff down below. Follow him, follow his story. Thank me later when you get motivated. This guy's absolutely wonderful, and it's gonna be really excited to see you at the next level. Eric, thank you so much. You guys hit the subscribe button. Catch you on the next time. Touchdown with Doug Smith.
Turn 100 for the touchdown, King Crown, gain inside, leading your town, hit you faster than the sound, bad boy, throw it down, yeah, I'm ill, not my will, don't Copperfield, fill the house, listen to the roaring crowd, drop a light, calm it down, Heisman, all the haters mouth, superhero hit them wow, packing more action than bing, boom, bam, pow, touchdown for the win, we live, subscribe right now.